What's up, guys? Matt Bales here at Impact Fitness, just posting another video for you guys to have some more information that can be useful to your fitness career. That's basically all I'm doing this for, is to give you examples to help you accelerate whatever you want to do. If you want to be a cross-country runner, if you want to be a CrossFit athlete, if you want to be a bodybuilder, whatever your goals are, I just want to be able to help you out with that. And showing you these videos should give you a little more perspective and hopefully dial down the basics of all the chemistry and all the scientific nerdy stuff that, you know, we really don't understand. Nutrition being a big one. I've already talked about macronutrients and what they are, you know, essentially calories and just energy. Protein, carbohydrates, and fats. In your body can get fat off of clean food. So, you know, chicken, yams, rice, whatever. If you're eating too much of it, your body's just going to store it as fat. So what I want to do is talk about the differences in your proteins and your carbohydrates and your fats. You know, you hear poly, mono, and, you know, like triglyceride, polyunsaturated, monosaturated fat. Those are basically just your chain links of fat, and it's harder for your body to digest as the more links that you have. Mono being 1, poly being 2, more than 1, and tri being 3. So the more you get, the harder it is for your body to digest, so it takes more time for those energy sources to be broken down. Basically, with fat, that was an example. Carbohydrates, you have your sugars and your simple carbs, which a lot of sugar is in fruit, in milk, in dairy. Your lactose, your fructose, your glucose, all those oses are just forms of sugar. And sucrose, another one. If you see that on a nutrition label, you know, you can do that as an indicator of knowing that that's a quick-acting carb. So your fast-acting carbs are available immediately for your body to use, like, you know, within the next 30 minutes. If you eat that apple, banana, Pop-Tart, whatever it is, if it has sugar in it, it's gonna fluctuate your blood sugar levels up and down. And it's not the most essential for bodybuilding, because you want those levels to be steady. You want them to be maintained. So you can't have sugar in your diet, but the less that you have, you know, the better success you're going to see. And we really don't need sugar, and it is in everything, literally everything. So go ahead and look at your nutrition label. If you think you're eating healthy, you know, you might be wrong. Just look for your guidance to know. Like, I mean, milk has like 9 grams of sugar. It's skim milk. What you might have thought was healthy for years, getting your calcium, drinking your milk, being a big, strong boy or girl, you know, 2 cups of that is 20 grams of sugar. And 2 cups is just like a regular glass that you would drink. I mean, that's what usually everybody drinks, is a regular glass. So that's 2 cups of serving. That's half of a Mountain Dew when you put that into perspective. So I just wanted to bring that to your knowledge set as well. Sugar is good, and it's a good instant form of energy. Now you have your other carbohydrates and your polysaccharides, like your potatoes, and your longer chained carbohydrates, which take longer to break down, but they give you steadier, slower energy. So it's not that instant burst, but it's going to give you more energy over more time, because it takes your body longer to digest. And that's the same thing with protein. You hear about this, what's this casein protein? Casein protein, the natural casein protein that you can get is in the cottage cheese. You don't have to buy casein protein. It's harder for your body to digest, so it takes a longer time. So everybody's, you know, always like, well, I got to take my casein protein at night. It is a good idea to do, because your body's fasting at night. So, you know, you're obviously not eating. So that protein takes a longer time to digest. So it's going to give you the energy over longer periods of time. And that's the difference between those chained groups. And then when you get into the glycemic index of everything, that is basically a simple form of how we digest food. Okay, that's as simple as I can break it down for you, because when we get into sugar and glucose and everything else that your pancreas has to produce, to insulin to get the actual broken down food into your cells, that's a little nerdy in the chemistry, so I don't know if you want to hear about that or not. You can let me know if you do. But to simply break that down, what we're going to do is just talk about the fundamentals of the glycemic index. And basically, the higher the glycemic index, you can look up glycemic index on Google or whatever for whatever you're eating. The higher it is, the more it's going to mess with your blood sugar, the more it's going to make it go up and down. So like a can of Mountain Dew, you're going to drink that, you're going to get all hopped up for a little bit, you got 40 whatever grams of sugar in there, and you got the caffeine, you get that buzz, and then you crash. It's like, what the heck just happened? That's what that instant sugar does. So if you ingest too much of it, it sends your body into that. So it's a good idea to target your glycemic index foods for your workouts. Fruit before and after is great because you're replenishing those glycogen stores that you used and depleted. Depending on your goals, of course, what you want to do. Along with replenishing the glycogen, the protein. So you got your fast-acting and your slow-acting protein, that casein protein, but that immediate fast-acting protein, you're going to want to consume that right after your workout or, an hour before your workout, because your body's going to be able to use that, and quickly. So instead of tearing your own fibers down, which you'll do regardless, you do tear your own fiber down, but you don't want to consume your own fiber, okay? You want to rebuild it. So the way you rebuild it is putting protein back into your body. And that slower protein that's digested over time, I would suggest it, after your workout, with some good fast-acting protein that's going to go straight in there to your cells. And when you eat carbohydrates and protein, you want to combo them together to maximize the best thing for your workout that I could give you for advice to get the best results, muscle mass, fat loss, is to put a majority of your carbohydrates and your protein right before and after your workout. Now, I don't necessarily believe in the whole you got to eat right after your workout. I think the quicker that you do is better for you, just because you're giving your body that stuff that it needs immediately to repair. So the faster you can do it, but you can still be within that hour window and it's not going to kill you. But the faster that you do it, I think the better your results will be. Along with that, fats. Fats are super important to your body. You never want to cut those completely out of your diet. Man, I have shut myself down before, just like the crazy stuff that I've tried and I've learned about. I'm glad that I can share it with you, because I don't want to see you or anybody else, which I do see a lot of doing. You don't ever want to cut fats out completely of your diet, because fats allow you to absorb fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K. Those are really essential. Your nervous system is entirely made, not entirely made, but that myelin sheath that covers your nerves that send the signal to your body, to your digestive system, are surrounded by fat. So if you don't have enough, you start messing with your body's processes, because your myelin sheath is deteriorating. You can't send that electrical impulse to whatever you need to do to get your body processes done. So if you really start cutting out fat, also, ladies and gents, you're going to drop your testosterone. That's natural too. The more fat you have, the higher your testosterone is going to be. So when you see a lot of bodybuilders, when you get into the nitty-gritty of losing weight, it kind of sucks, because you do just naturally lose testosterone, and with that, it has detrimental side effects. Hormones are really important in your body for muscle growth, and if yours are all out of whack, you're not going to see any results that you want. So, hey, if you got a thyroid problem, if you have cholesterol issues, if you have something wrong with your red blood cell count, go get that stuff checked out. I suggest anybody, if you have good health care, if you don't have good health care and you have the money to pay for it, go to the doctor, get a blood panel done. See what your cholesterol's at. See what your red blood cell count's at. See what your white blood cell count's at. Ask all of these questions. That way you know. See what your thyroid level's doing. See if you're producing the amount of testosterone or estrogen that you need. It's always a good idea to get that checked, because if you're not, and you're like, oh crap, I'm working my butt off, I'm eating right, I'm eating clean, I'm working out like 6 hours a day, and I'm not getting anywhere. Well, it's probably because your hormones are jacked. So there's always, my best advice for you to do or to take is to go to the doc and get those tests done. Even if you're healthy, it's a great idea just to know what your body is doing. Hey, my thyroid level's good, my testosterone is good, everything is good to go. You want to know these things because they're really important to how you're going to grow, how you're going to lose weight, how you're going to get your goals done. Okay? So just another important thing for you guys to put on your tool belt.